Welcome to Lumina Dreams, the podcast where we listen, we relax, and we get sleepy. My name's Tom, and it's my pleasure to be your host. Music, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you're feeling comfy and peaceful, but don't worry if you're not quite there yet. Just relax in bed and listen along to my voice for as long as you'd like. There's no hurry whatsoever. The theme of our story this evening is the sounds of the ocean. And not just the sounds of the shore like the rhythm of the waves and the squawking of seagulls, but those beneath the surface too. Below the waves you'll also hear the whistles, clicks, and hums that sea creatures use to communicate. It may be peaceful underwater, but it certainly isn't silent. Tonight's story is a bit like a nature documentary where there's no plot and you won't be left wondering how it ends, which means you can feel free to drift off at any time. And as something a bit special to accompany this story, you'll hear an expanded soundscape throughout, with some of the sounds described blended subtly into the background. Relaxation before sleep. So let's prepare to listen with a moment of relaxation. As if turning off the light switch for your day, close your eyes and give yourself permission to rest. Steady your breathing into a slow, repetitive pattern, drawing the air gently in and easing it back out. As you distance your thoughts from the day, you can let your imagination carry you to a quiet beach with soft sand underfoot. Much like you're breathing, the ocean waves here wash in and out, never ceasing in their calm, repeated motion. Just listen to the sound for a moment. A sound that, unlike many we hear in our modern lives, has always accompanied human life since it began on this planet. Our ancient ancestors no doubt experienced the profound bliss of the ocean waves, landing on the shores all over the world. And it's safe to say, no matter how life evolves and changes, this never-ending rhythm will continue to bring calm and tranquility as we breathe in the fresh Sierra and leave all our troubles behind. Follow the rhythm of the waves, breathing in and out and drifting towards a good night's sleep. This sound is one we are all familiar with, but throughout the vast depths of our oceans there are many other sounds to be discovered. Some are truly extraordinary, and tonight we'll hear all about them. So let's begin on the calming shoreline as we dive deeper into rest. Bedtime story. It's a beautiful sunny day. The sky is azure, a clear cloudless blue. This color is mirrored by the ocean beneath. The water seems to glow with its own magical blue light, sparkling when the sun hits. In this moment, the surface of the ocean almost appears to be still. The wind has calmed down and the waves rolled gently towards the sandy shore. The sound they make is soothing, creating a steady, calming rhythm. Each wave washes quietly over the sand, retreats with a soft whooshing sound in and out. The tide creates a hypnotic rhythm. At first it seems that the sound is the same each time. The wave comes in and goes out, just like the one before, but then the breeze gets a little stronger. Just for a moment the waves become slightly larger and louder while the rhythm may be regular. If you listen carefully, there are also subtle changes and variations. After all, the ocean is interconnected with everything: the sand, the air, and all the creatures that live in the water. So while the sound of the ocean waves may seem unchanging and almost monotonous at times, it might be altered at any moment. A slight shift in the wind direction is all it takes to influence the waves, like a conductor guiding an orchestra. The waves grow rougher and louder, then become calm and quiet once more, and then the sound alters yet again in subtle, mysterious ways that can only be perceived by the creatures who live here. High above the waves, a seagull flies in slow circles, This bird knows the sounds and the movements of the ocean well. He watches the waves, choosing the perfect moment to dive down. In search of fish when the water is calm. And a fish is visible near the surface, the seagull will swoop down. Gulls have exceptional eyesight and can see up to 2 miles away. So for this bird circling high above calm water on a clear day, it should be easy to find something to eat. He's looking for something he can bring back to his newly hatched chicks in a nearby nest on the cliffside. They're currently being watched over by the gull's mate. She's not just the mother of his chicks, but also his life partner. Gulls are one of the few creatures in the animal kingdom that mate for life. This male gull is hoping to catch some fish for his family. Or perhaps some clams or mussels. These are tougher to eat, but he's developed a clever way to open them. He drops the hard shells onto the rocks from a height until they break. Clams and mussels are particularly tasty, so they're well worth the extra effort. The gull drifts further along the coast, keeping his eyes fixed on the water below, and then he becomes aware of movement and color just below the surface. He recognizes these pale silvery shapes and lets out a loud cry of excitement. Right below him is an enormous school of fish. They should provide plenty of food, not just for him and his chicks, but also for the rest of the colony. Moments later, a group of gulls flies over to join him. Drawn by his noisy cries, they soon respond with expressive calls of their own, and the air is filled with echoing squawks on clear, calm days like these. The sounds of the gulls carry all along the coast. They can be heard for miles around. While seagulls are famously boisterous, they don't make noise just for the sake of it. They are clever, highly social birds, using a vast range of vocalizations and body language. They communicate with other members of the colony. This communication begins in the egg before the gull has even hatched. An unborn chick will make a peeping sound to attract its parents' attention and ask for food. The parent gulls then echo this mewing call as a kind of baby talk. The sounds used in courtship are similarly soft, while other situations require loud trumpeting calls.